Let's go now to Washington, where you're looking at live shots again outside the federal courthouse, and Bloomberg's Kailey Leinz is there to give us the latest. Kailey.
Well, we know that the former president, as expected, has pleaded not guilty to these charges. Remember, 4 charges in total, in which include conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, obstruction of official proceeding, and attempt to conspiracy to defraud the U.S. and conspiracy against rights. Inside the courtroom, the former president entered about 40 minutes ago. He actually had to wait for the magistrate judge to arrive for more than 15 minutes. But once she did indeed arrive, he was entered his name and age for the record. And then, of course, the arraignment did happen when he entered that non-guilty plea. As for what happens next, these proceedings should wrap up fairly quickly. He will leave this courthouse here in Washington, head back to Reagan National Airport, where we may or may not hear him speak to journalists there on the tarmac, and then he'll head back to New Jersey. And then it will be a matter of waiting for the next steps, when this trial date may be set. The magistrate judge he appeared for before in this arraignment is not actually the judge that will oversee the case. That is Tanya Chutkan, who is an Obama appointee who has previously ruled against the former president in the past.
So this is the 3rd indictment, and I believe we're waiting for a possible 4th indictment, Kailey, also in connection with the aftermath of the 2020 election.
Yeah, Katie, that's right. Of course, we saw him first indicted earlier this year in the state of New York related to hush money payments paid to porn star Stormy Daniels. Then he was indicted in Florida related to the classified documents case. That was the first federal indictment, this being the second. And then we could, this month, in the month of August, see another state indictment down in Fulton County, Georgia. District attorney there, as you say, Katie, is looking into efforts to overturn the 2020 election in that state. And that DA, Fani Willis, has said she would bring charges, in theory, before September. So we're on alert for that as well, which would be 4 cases that the former president is fighting at both the state and federal level all at once. And this is going to be a difficult balance he has to do between campaigning and actually appearing in trial. For example, the New York trial is set for March of next year. The Florida trial in May of 2024. We'll have to wait for the trial date on this one. But Jack Smith, the special counsel whose office brought these charges, said they would like it to be speedy. It's going to be a very difficult challenge for the president to fight these legal battles, to fund these legal battles, and also continue to seek the Republican nomination in 2024.
All right, Bloomberg's Kailey Leinz on the ground in D.C. Really appreciated. Of course, Donald Trump pleading not guilty to charges that he conspired to obstruct the 2020 presidential election and interfere with voting rights of Americans. Again, pleading not guilty to those charges. And we'll see if we get any comments from the former president as he heads back to the airport to return to New Jersey. Those comments would come potentially on the tarmac.